welcome. Happy Witchy Wednesday is what I wanted to say. How's everyone? I do have a witchy spread to see what your inner witch power is. If that is something you want, you can ask that question. If you're new here, welcome. And to join the list, you just write ! join with your question after. Nightbot will add you to the list. Nightbot is just a robot. It's not a real person. But you can play with Nightbot and ask it questions like ! magical and that sort of thing. Nightbot will tell you what to do in the chat. I do have a legal disclaimer in the description if you want to check that out as well. But I'll switch the screen so we can get started. Hi, Ikosi? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I feel like I was so bad at saying names. Hi, Bernie. How are you? Hi, Nisha. Everyone is here. Hi, morning. General for tomorrow at work. What does morning need to know about work tomorrow? What does morning need to know about work tomorrow? What does morning need to know about work tomorrow? Ooh. Yeah, this Seven of Pentacles in the dark. So I do feel like there's an energy about something like not starting or not working out. The Seven of Pentacles at work. I just feel the sense of maybe it's not really important for you to accomplish tomorrow or get done tomorrow. I feel like it's something that can wait. I just feel like there's like this waiting, like it's not really important. There'll be other things that'll be more important than whatever. And this is representing, I feel like it's something that you were trying to get done or something you were trying to take care of, but I feel like tomorrow it won't be your priority. For the Seven of Swords, I do feel like you may be suspicious about something, or someone may be suspicious about whatever the situation is, but why you can't accomplish what you want to accomplish tomorrow at work, or what you were supposed to accomplish at work, and then other people may question why you're doing that. I don't know what happened to my screen, but hopefully I could try to fix it again. Oh, there we go. It came back all on its own. For the Seven of Swords, like I was saying, it's just that feeling suspicious, and just kind of like being aware of what other people are doing and that sort of thing seems to be happening, or maybe other people be more aware of what you're doing and what you're not doing. The Six of Swords is here as well, but I feel like you're just to be able to move on from whatever that was. I feel like it's not really going to be your fault, maybe just some sort of energy around you that you know, sometimes things just happen, you have no control over it, but people are going to judge you anyways. I feel like that is kind of like what's trying to come through here. You can clarify though what the Five of Swords is saying. What is the Five of Swords saying in the morning about tomorrow at work? What are the Five of Swords saying about morning tomorrow at work? The Two of Wands. I feel like you're going to have like a choice or decision about how to move forward, how to deal with the situation. Maybe just look ahead and see like what else you could do. Maybe do something for the next day if you can't finish whatever it is. And look for those opportunities and, you know, keep going. You know, even if you get stuck at work, just keep moving on to the next task if that is something you're able to do. That's what I got. Hi, Mike. Hi, Diamond. Hi, Laura. Nisha. Will I hear from the Gemini in August or September? Ooh, will Nisha hear from the Gemini in August? Will Nisha hear from the Gemini in August? Will Nisha hear from the Gemini in August? Oops. I don't want to be up for you. Will Nisha hear from the Gemini in August? Will Nisha hear from the Gemini in September? Will Nisha hear from the Gemini in September? For the Eight of Swords being in the dark, I feel there's going to be some sort of energy that may delay the Gemini from reaching out to you or whatever it is that they're doing. I feel like they're kind of like in the hermit kind of phase or energy right now where they just want to stay home and not really go out and socialize. You know, they may be tied up with other priorities or other work situations or whatever that is. But I do feel like September is looking better, maybe in the beginning of September, because I feel like the Justice, they will have their alignment set. You know, their mind and their heart will both be in the right places, and they'll be more open to ideas and that sort of thing. The Eight of Cups is in the dark, so I'm not quite sure if it's just about them just hanging around and trying to decide when's a good time to reach out to you. But I feel they're just kind of like sitting there thinking about it rather than taking action. But it could be just the energy around them right now. I feel like there's other responsibilities and other things that's heavily on their mind before they'll have that energy to reach out to you. That is what I got. He's cold. Oh man. Nikosi? Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. How does the Sag feel about me after spending the day together? Ooh, that sounds exciting. Must have been some hot, fiery energy there with the Sagittarius. Let's see. How does the Sagittarius feel about spending the day with Nikosi? How does the Sagittarius feel about spending the day with Nikosi? The Ten of Swords. No, the Ten of Swords does represent, you know, some painful endings and new beginnings. But I feel like whatever happened before the two of you spent the day together was like their boredom or whatever that was for them ended, and they feel like they have a new positive beginning or a new positive outlook of you and your situation. There is a Two of Swords, so I feel they're kind of like struggling or indecisive about what exactly their thoughts and their feelings are, and they're not really putting a lot of time or effort into thinking about it either. There is a Knight of Wands, so I feel like that does represent the Sagittarius fire energy, you know, wanting it all, wanting that success, wanting to make moves, thinking about making moves towards you. So I do feel like they're happy and content with how things went overall. They're not overthinking it. They're not, you know, they just like how the things went. There is a King of Pentacles, so they do feel like, you know, they're on top of the world kind of thing, as a King of Pentacles generally does. I feel like they're being more realistic about the connection between the two of you. They're taking it seriously. Yeah, and I just feel like they think that they had a good time, and they're not really thinking any more of it right now. But that's what I thought. Hi, Desi! Diamond, my car is getting checked for a coolant leak. Will it be a minor fix and cost less than $400? Let's see. For the diamond, is Diamond's car gonna cost less than $400? Is Diamond's car gonna cost less than $400? Oh wait, no, that wasn't the first question, but that's what we're gonna ask her. We'll ask your first question next instead of first. Will the car cost less than $400 for Diamond? The Two of Wands. So possibly, I mean, the Two of Wands is a yes card. It's also about looking ahead. So I don't know if it's about you deciding that you need that fixed with something else. I don't know. This, you know, Two of Wands is like looking ahead, future planning, you know? Will the car, or is that just the only question? Okay, is it a minor fix? Will it be a minor fix? Will Diamond's car be a minor fix? Will Diamond's car be a minor fix? The Three of Swords. I would say no, it's not going to be a minor fix. But, you know. Will Diamond be able to take care of the car situation? Will Diamond be able to take care of the car situation? You have two of the kings, so I feel like you're going to be able to take charge of the situation and be able to figure that out or negotiate your way into figuring it out. You know, you have two kings here, so I feel like you're on top of it. You know what needs to be done. You will have all that, you know, negotiating skills and everything you need to figure that out. But that's what I call it. Hi, Caramel. Fingers crossed. Yes, fingers are crossed for you, Diamond. Is Pierre mad at me for Eagle? Is Pierre mad at 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 Eagle? For the devil is in the dark. So I do feel this energy around like just kind of like having these dark thoughts, just like limited ideas. So I don't know if it's just about them not really thinking about it and just being stuck in their head and like just not in the best mood right now, you know? There's a Four of Pentacles in the light, so I definitely feel like they're like sitting there and thinking about it, just stuck in their head, being possessive of everything that's around them. You know, they want to keep everything to themselves. Maybe they're wanting to keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves and not really express that with anybody right now. I don't know if it's just they're having some money problems or if they're just trying to figure things out and decide on what exactly their next moves are. The Five of Wands is in the dark, so I do feel it's kind of like an inner personal conflict or inner things that are going on, not really with you or anyone else, just kind of like things that they're dealing with personally. Seems to be a little bit around negative energy. But there is a Sun, so I feel like overall they do feel positive about you. You know, they do think that you're fun. They have a good time with you. They have happy memories with you. You know, the Sun energy. So I do feel like they do have positive energy towards you, but they are doing it with their own personal negative energy right now. So maybe that is why they appear to be mad at you. Maybe they were, but because the devil's in the dark, that maybe they have overcome that. Lullaby. What is coming next in love for Lullaby? What is coming next in love for Lullaby? Anything from the past, or is there a new person, or nothing at the moment? I'm Cancer Sun. Awesome. So what does Lullaby need to know about love? What does the Lullaby need to know about love? What does the Lullaby need to know about love? What does a Lullaby need to know about love? What does Lullaby need to know about love? The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is in the light, so I do feel like there's this energy of there's going to be some challenges. I don't know if it's just about you standing up for yourself, like to yourself, standing up to yourself, not to somebody else, like you just realizing your self-worth and raising your standards and figuring out what kind of person you want to be with next in your life and just coming up with that clarity on your own. You know, and just like, okay, I'm done with all these, you know, people that are not working out for me, and I'm just going to choose something better and move forward with that. There is a Four of Swords in the light, so I do feel like you're putting things at a pause, but at the same time, while you're putting your things at a pause, you're going through a transition, like you're just transforming into a better person and raising your own standards for yourself and how to move forward in that light. There is a Two of Wands, so I feel there's going to be decisions. So I don't know if you're going to be torn between two different knights here, or if it's torn between accepting this knight as your person or choosing to wait for someone better. Because I do feel like you're going to be planning ahead, planning your future, thinking about exactly who do you want to be with in the long run, like visualize this person and what they would be like. They do have the King of Pentacles that is coming through, so I don't know if this person is already available to you or if you know who this person is. I feel like it's a new person, but it could be a past person. You know, the Knight of Wands is someone who is very romantic, but grounded, down to earth, very realistic. You know, doesn't do the daydreaming thing and just sticks to what they know, kind of thing. But at the same time, they are very loyal and stable and maybe a little stubborn. But you know, it's the Earth energy. They're very practical. So I do feel like this person will be really focused on work and that sort of thing. That is what I got. Now, Tauruses are really good for Cancers, I've heard. So I don't know if this person would be a Taurus or another Earth sign, but... Mystic. Is Mikey avoiding Mystic? Is Mikey avoiding Mystic? Is Mikey avoiding Mystic? Is Mikey avoiding Mystic? Ooh, these two want to come out. 6 of Wands. 9 of Wands. Is Mikey avoiding Mystic? Is Mikey avoiding Mystic? For the 6 of Wands and the light, I do feel the sense of like getting that public recognition. I don't know if that is your energy, Mystic, just wanting Mikey to reach out to you and talk to you, or if this is really Mikey's energy waiting for you to reach out to them. But you said they're avoiding you, so they're not waiting for that. Very interesting. So I wonder if they think that they're getting your attention by avoiding you, by you just, I don't know what that energy is about. There is a 9 of Wands in the dark. So I do feel like they're trying to rebuild their courage or self-confidence around something to get that success. I just feel that maybe they're having these personal things where they're struggling and a little bit on defense mode about how to move forward and just kind of like lost their confidence or something within themselves. There is a Knight of Swords in the dark too. So I feel like they're not really wanting to take action in any direction right now with someone. I just feel like they're kind of like keeping to themselves, trying to figure out what's what. Yeah. I don't know what this is, because I feel like the 6 of Wands generally represents they have confidence, but then the other cards are like they don't have confidence. So it's very confusing. What is going on with Mikey? But I feel like it's a personal thing that they're dealing with. You know, the 6 of Pentacles as well. They're struggling with giving that give and take. They're struggling to give you what you need kind of energy. I don't know if it's like money issues that are trying to come through here with the Knight of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. We can clarify on what that is. What is going on with Mikey? What is going on with Mikey? What is going on with Mikey towards Mystic? The 9 of Pentacles in the dark. So I do feel they're kind of like a lonely and they just want to be lonely. I feel like they're not really having stable work, or they're worried about the work, or there's some sort of work issues as well. The 9 of Pentacles being in the dark. That is what I got though. The only thing I can say is that there's some sort of you like him but you hold back not to make things awkward. Okay. Maybe he just wants you to maybe try not holding back so much, you know? Don't unleash everything, but maybe not hold back so much to see what happens if you are interested in them, to figure out what's what, eh? For content, why is Jane McGenius avoiding me? Why is Jane avoiding content? 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 Four Swords in the dark. I feel like they're kind of like working on reviving their passions or reviving their hobbies, or just trying to do some self-care energy. Just kind of like focusing on themselves right now. Maybe they're going through some sort of personal transformation or something. I just feel the sense of them kind of like enjoying being in a stagnant energy, enjoying doing things a little bit slower pace right now. There's also the Four of Cups, so I do feel like, again, they're like concentrating on themselves, maybe learning how to meditate or whatever it is that they're doing, because I feel like they're going through a phase of self-discovery. They're going through an adjustment period. Maybe it's just a personal adjustment period on themselves, but I feel like their own selves is their high focus right now. The Three of Wands in the dark, they're kind of like not really wanting to plan anything. They're just kind of like staying and taking care of business that they have to do, that they have to take care of right now, and just kind of like, you know, not wanting to confront anyone, not wanting to, yeah, just kind of like keeping it low. Magician is in the dark. I don't know if they're going through this phase because they're worried that they can't trust anyone right now. The Magician in the dark, I feel that they've lost trust, or they're kind of suspicious about others right now and trying to figure out what is what and what exactly do they want. Yeah. Maybe the full supermoon that's coming will boost all their energies, so all these people will stop avoiding people and start, you know, doing what they need to do and get out of this energy. That's what I got. The Jonah! General reading for the Jonah! Hi Bernard, I've seen you earlier. It's raining in Florida. I saw all the rain in Florida. You guys can keep the rain over there. We don't need all that rain over here. We've had lots of rain here too, though. Nothing like flooding where we are, but... The Jonah. General reading for the Jonah. Ooh, there's too many cards here. One at a time. General reading for the Jonah. 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 What does Jonah need to know? What does Jonah need to know? Ooh. You have the Justice in the dark, so I do feel like there's a sense of an imbalance going on. I don't know if it's an imbalance between you and someone else, or just an imbalance with your alignment and just trying to figure out what is what. I don't know if you're dealing with some sort of legal paper or important papers or something like that. I feel like that energy is coming through. But whatever that is, I feel like you're going to figure that out because you have the Wheel of Fortune. So luck and destiny is on your side. So I feel like whatever this situation is going to go in your favor anyways. There is the Five of Wands in the dark. So I feel like you are putting in the work to fight off that competition and standing up for yourself and just believing in yourself and having confidence in yourself. I feel this Wheel of Fortune will just make you get back on track from whatever, you know, whatever the Justice is holding you back from. There is a Three of Wands, so I feel like you're going to have a clearer picture. It's in the light too, so I feel like you're going to have that clearer picture of what your future is going to look like, where you're headed, where you want to go. Just going through that phase, you know, boosting that self-confidence and being able to express yourself and express yourself creatively too. So I don't know if you're into art or that sort of thing, but I just feel like there's going to be a boost of energy where you're going to want to be creative to express yourself a little bit more. Even if it's just with your outfits or whatever it is, your hair. I feel like that energy is coming for you. That sense of self-transformation. V, what are Mahil's true feelings and intentions towards Natalia? So what are Mahil's true feelings and intentions towards Natalia romantically? What are Mahil's true feelings and intentions towards Natalia romantically? What are Mahil's true feelings and intentions towards Natalia romantically? Ooh. The Three of Cups is in the dark. Now, the Three of Cups in the dark can mean not really getting along or breaking up or like just having that disconnection and wanting that independence and self-isolating. But I don't know what that is about. There is the Page of Swords in the dark too. So I feel like whatever happened there, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to express their feelings about it. They just want to kind of ignore about whatever that is. The Six of Cups is in the light. So I do feel like they're kind of like stuck in their head about the past. I don't know if they're thinking about you, because I feel like they want a new beginning. Like they've seen things from fresh eyes now. They have a new sense of direction. I feel like they come to terms with whatever the truth is. And they want to see where it goes, but I feel like this energy is like from their past. So I don't know if this is like you or something else, but their past seems to be inspiring them and motivating them, and whatever energy they're in now is like they're over it. I don't know, that's what I got. Does he love Natalia? Does Mahil love Natalia? Does Mahil love Natalia? Does Mahil love Natalia? Do they love them? The Nine of Pentacles is a yes card, but it's also them coming to a realization about what's most important to them. So, yeah. Is the Nine of Pentacles about V? Is the Nine of Pentacles about V? Is the Nine of Pentacles about V? Nine of Cups is in the dark, so maybe not. I'm not quite sure what is going on with men now. Maybe they're still trying to figure things out and haven't really come to a conclusion yet. But they do miss how things were in the past. And they are struggling now, so I don't know if they're going to be able to heal from that and get over it, or he keeps reaching out. Okay. Yeah, I feel like with the Six of Cups and the Ace, it was kind of like leaning towards your energy rather than Natalia's. Yeah. I'd have to answer to see exactly what they want, you know? Just hear them out, see what's what, and then make your decision if you want to accept it or not, you know? For first name, E is back from Egypt. Ooh, is E back from Egypt? Is he working at the hotel? Where has he been? I will see him again. Okay, so first name. Is E back from Egypt? 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 The sun is in the dark. For the sun in the dark, I do feel they're kind of like feeling down, low energy, like they're not motivated. The Page of Swords, I feel like they are thinking about communicating to you and talking to you again. I don't know if you're going to see them, but I feel like they do want to communicate with you. They're kind of like at a pause. So I don't know if they're actually like working at the hotel or thinking about working at the hotel, because I feel like they're kind of like at a pause and not really doing anything. There is a Knight of Pentacles in the dark, so I do feel the sense of them kind of like being a little critical of themselves right now. They don't really have that get up and go energy. They're not taking initiative in anything right now and just kind of like playing it low. I don't know if it's just like they just got back and still, you know, having that relaxation period of between one place to another kind of energy, or what is going on. Anyways, with the Chariot in the dark, I just feel the sense of them kind of like not just putting, like having a lack of direction, not really being able to make concrete decisions about how they're going to move forward. You're feeling weird too? Oh. Yeah, I feel like this moon, the new moon energy brought some weird energy. Because I've been feeling like so tired myself and unmotivated too. I'm hoping this super full moon will, you know, give us a big boost of energy. We need this blue moon to motivate us all, eh? Bob, what will happen this week? What will happen this week with Bob? What will happen this week for Bob? What will happen this week for Bob? What will happen this week for Bob? What will happen this week with Bob? What will happen this week with Bob? Page of Cups is in the dark. Oh man. I just feel like you may be getting some unexpected or unwanted news, or not the best news, you know? I just feel like, and I don't really feel like it's going to be bad, just something that's not, maybe you're not wanting to hear, or you don't want to know about it kind of energy, that someone just wants to complain to you about something is what I'm feeling. You know, with the Page of Cups in the dark, they just want to complain. There is the Eight of Cups in the dark too, so I just feel the sense of them just, I don't know. I don't know if it's just about you ignoring them, or just person just gets whatever they have to get off their chest and move on and let you be. And I feel like you're just going to be able to boost that energy within yourself without relying on them to boost the energy for you. Maybe it'll boost the energy for both of you. You know, the Nine of Cups, feeling contentment, that happiness, that satisfaction. Maybe even get into a little bit of romance, I don't know. But that's what the Nine of Cups is trying to say. There's the Queen of Wands, so I don't know if this Queen of Wands is going to come and boost your energy too. I don't know if this is your energy, but you know, there's Queen of Wands coming here for you. The hot, fiery, passionate energy who likes to talk a lot. I don't know if you know who this is already. They're very chatty. They're very, you know, they think that they are the queen, or they're very highly confident within themselves, but they're also very caring and nurturing. The Queen of Wands can also represent someone who's a mother kind of figure. But I feel like they're going to come and liven things up a little bit this week at some point. And that is what I got. Dr. Fizza, will I get a job in CLG? Is that a place? Will Dr. Fizza get a job in CLG? Will Dr. Fizza get a job in CLG? You're welcome, Bob. For the Queen of Pentacles in the light, I do feel like there's going to be a boost of energy. Like, I feel like you're the Queen of Pentacles. You know, Queen of Pentacles has that job. They're serious about their job, but it's a comforting job. And I just feel like you're going to be making money. And you're going to be good at making money on whatever this job is. I don't know if you're going into finances or something, but I just feel you like dealing with the money aspect of it. There is the Three of Pentacles too, so I feel like you're going to be able to do some future planning, boost your confidence, be able to express yourself a little bit more. Ace of Cups, you're going to be filling up your own cup with love and energy and positivity. I even feel like someone may be expressing their feelings towards you. You know, sometimes when you're looking like you're on top of everything, you seem, you know, when people are being more independent and more focused and more looking less needy kind of thing, they seem to look more attractive. So I feel like you're going to get a lot of attention in that aspect as well. The Judgment, I don't know if other people are going to be judging you, or you're just going to be like listening to your calling and just listening to your intuition a little bit more, and that's going to boost your energy around you too. So I do feel like there's like a high chance of you getting that job, or something else will be just as positive will come your way. I feel like you're going to be getting some attention for it too. But that's what I got. Like nature says, you're a doctor, you should have your own office. Set those intentions to have your own office. Butter baby. How does Randolph feel about our relationship? Butter baby. How does Randolph feel about their relationship? How does Randolph feel about their relationship? Maybe we'll use the other cards. I made these cards for that type of question. For Butter baby. How does Randolph feel about Butter baby and their relationship? How does Randolph feel about Butter baby and their relationship? Oh man. Alright, for the Page of Cups, being in the dark, I do feel this energy of them kind of like being moody, a little suspicious about something, kind of like doubting everything that's going on. But this Page of Cups says they are feeling the early stages of love, or maybe just the early stages of your new beginning in your relationship. It says this could be clouded by their opinions about things. They are looking at your relationship with fresh eyes, and I feel like they are kind of like learning things about you too, or maybe learning something about themselves that they didn't realize before because of you, which is a possibility too. You do have the Hierophant in the dark, so I do feel they're kind of like nurturing themselves right now, or trying to nurture themselves right now. I don't know if you're feeling those effects as well. It says they feel positive about you, and their intentions are pure. They are guided by you. So yeah, I do feel like they are learning things about themselves through you. I feel like that is something that they're putting their focus on. There is a Five of Cups too, so I feel like they might be a little emotional. I felt like they were moody with the Page of Cups too going on here. This one says they are feeling sad that they are in a period of mourning and loss right now. So I'm not sure why Randolph would feel those energies, but they are in deep within their feelings, and that they are finding it very difficult to look forward to the positives right now. And you also have the Two of Pentacles. You know, the Two of Pentacles in the dark is kind of like feeling a little chaotic, feeling a little disorganized, not knowing where to direct their energy, and feeling like they're juggling things but not really good at it, you know? They keep dropping things, so to speak, you know, like metaphorically kind of thing. But it says they feel strained and need a break, maybe. They need to be reminded that they can rely on you for help if in a difficult situation. We're not meant to juggle everything. So maybe they're not really asking for help, but maybe they would appreciate some help. If there's anything, I don't know what they would feel like they need help with. I feel like it's more of like an emotional thing that's going on with Randolph. But I feel like they do feel confident. You know, they do see you. They do love you. I just feel like they're dealing with some sort of personal thing. Maybe that is what's going on. Thank you, Pisces, for donation. I really appreciate that. For Pisces, let's see, how would it be if Pisces moved to Cali? Is that California? In 2 years. How would it be if Pisces moved to Cali in 2 years? Thank you so much for donation. I really appreciate that. How would it be like for Pisces? Oops, this one really wanted to come out. How would it be like for Pisces if they moved to California in 2 years? They do seem to have like perfect weather, right? From what I've seen on other YouTubers who live there. I've never been there, but oh boy, the Strength card is in the dark. So I do feel like there's an energy of maybe not having as much confidence there. Let's just see. I do feel like in California though, you're going to be going through like a phase of like a spiritual awakening. You know, the Judgment in the dark, the High Priestess in the dark is just you coming into terms with your intuitive abilities, maybe your psychic abilities. The Pisces is very psychic, and just like coming into terms with it there and just getting that spark. But when you're going through like a spiritual awakening, you do feel low energy, not confident, you feel grumpy and all those sort of things. I don't know if you're going to meet someone there who's going to help you embrace that energy, because you have the Page of Pentacles, and I feel like this one's going to be like really chatty, wanting to tell you all about what they need to tell you about. I don't know if this person is a Taurus, because I just feel like they're more chatty than some of the other signs like a Capricorn or a Virgo. But yeah, that's what I got. Let's just clarify on that. For the Pisces, what is going on with the Pisces in California? Well, would it be good if Pisces moved to California? Would it be good for Pisces to move to California? Ooh, the Ten of Pentacles, that perfect success, that perfect balance of work and home life. What is the spiritual awakening about for the Pisces? The Page of Swords. So I feel like you're going to get some good communication there, have some bright new ideas, and that sort of thing. I feel like it's more about you boosting your mind and your confidence and that sort of thing. So that's what I got. Listen to your intuition, your instincts a little bit more too. Hi Caroline, how are you? Christine. General reading for Christine. General reading for Christine. General reading for Christine. General reading. This Ace of Wands wanted to be out. General reading for Christine. What does Christine need to know? What does Christine need to know? What does Christine need to know? Oops. This card is not even supposed to be in the deck, but... Ooh, the Ace of Wands. I do feel there's a hot, fiery beginning of some sort that wants to come through for you. Not quite sure what that is about. But the Ace of Wands, that new opportunity, that new inspiration, that new creativity, that new something just wants to come through. There's the Eight of Pentacles too, so I do feel like it's kind of like a work situation with the Eight of Pentacles, like right beside it. Just making money, or just money coming in, just achieving your goals, and looking for those opportunities as they come up for you. There is the Ace of Cups, so maybe it's a little bit of repressed feelings that you may need to let go of and just embrace whatever calling is calling you to embrace this energy, just be confident in yourself. Don't wait for someone else to fill your bucket or your cup, just fill it up yourself. And I feel like you're going through like a new awakening or a new boost of energy that's trying to come forward. But it's like the Eight of Pentacles says, like, look for those opportunities as they come up. They might look a little different and you need to decide which one's which. But, the Judgment's about listening to your calling, and, you're being guided by those angels and the spirits, the fae. Nightbot, wake up. Is Nightbot sleeping? Oh, man. Bernie, how does Chris feel about the baby coming soon? Ooh. For Bernie, how does Chris feel about the baby coming soon? How does Chris feel about the baby coming soon? How does Chris feel about the baby coming in soon? Oops. How does Chris feel about the baby coming in? How does Chris feel about the baby coming in? Huh. The Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, I feel like it's mostly about worrying about communication of some sorts. I just feel the sense of them kind of like being focused on some new ideas, and maybe they're trying to learn more about having a baby, or I don't know what they're trying to learn more about. I just feel like they're kind of like looking for ideas, maybe talking to other people about these ideas. There is the Page of Pentacles as well. I feel like overall they feel good about it. You know, even the Three of Swords could just mean that they're nervous about having a new baby, and they're trying to, maybe they're trying to do like all that they can before the baby comes to prepare for it, because I feel like they're wanting to learn more about something before that happens. The Queen of Wands too, I feel like they're kind of like in a hurry to get it done too. Yeah. The Queen of Wands, I do feel like that fiery energy, you know, like wanting to be responsible and wanting to do the right thing while still being nurturing and caring for all the things that they need to take care of. That's what I got. Let's just clarify, what exactly is the Three of Swords saying? What is the Three of Swords saying? What is the Three of Swords saying? The Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. You know, they're trying to start something. They're trying to nurture. They're trying to grow or fix or rebuild, or I don't know what they're trying to put together. But they do feel like they are putting in the work and the effort. Maybe not as much as they should be, but they are trying to do that. I feel like there's a little bit of a low confidence there with the Three of Swords in the dark about this new beginning. But at the same time, they're trying their best to prepare for it. That's what we got. Hi, Eliza. Major. Wands current desires towards me versus Nellie's. Ooh, let's try to do my other cards to see what's what. For Major. What are Wands' current desires towards nature? What are Wands' current desires towards nature? What are Wands' current desires towards nature? What are Wands' current desires towards Nellie? What are Wands' current desires towards Nellie? What are Wands' current desires towards Nellie? Oh man. There is the Knight of Pentacles in the dark, so I do feel like there's this energy of them kind of like being overly critical about themselves, you, about everything, the whole situation. I also feel this energy of them feeling a little bored and just kind of like trying to figure out what they want to do with themselves, kind of thing. It says they feel positive about you and the relationship that they have with you. They are hesitant to take the emotional risk, but they feel that it is worth it when they build up the courage they're trying. You also have the Three of Cups, so I do feel like they do like communicating with you, hanging out with you. They are happy being with you. They feel deep feelings towards you, but they are rooted in friendship. Then you have the Page of Cups in the light, so I feel like they do have emotions and connection with you. It says they are feeling the early stages of whatever's going on between the two of you right now. It is clouded by opinions, and they are looking at you for a relationship with fresh eyes. Or no, this is for Nellie. Sorry, this is for Nellie. This is how they're feeling for Nellie. They're looking at Nellie with fresh eyes. Then you have the Six of Pentacles in the dark for Nellie. Not six, the five. Sorry, the Five of Pentacles in the dark for Nellie. And it says they feel like it's hard for them to communicate and emotionally close to this person. They come from intense and they want to protect you from their own hopelessness. So I don't know what is wrong with the wand, but they feel like they have mixed feelings for both of you. You know, they really like hanging out with you and communicating with you, but at the same time it seems like they just want to be friends. And with Nellie, it's like they have feelings, but they're not like genuine feelings. That is what I got. Hi, LH. How are you? Welcome. Laura. What is coming this week for Laura? 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 This one wanted to be out. What is coming this week for Laura? What is coming this week for Laura? What is coming this week for Laura? Ooh, the sun. That unicorn energy. Magic is happening. The Three of Wands is in the dark, so I do feel like there's a little bit of a struggle right now, or coming up this week, where you're going to struggle with seeing the outcome of whatever the situation is, and like trying to figure out what is next after this. That may bring your energy down a little bit, but the sun is going to come out and shine, and I feel like you can get that boost of positivity, have some fun, or do something fun, just get outside a little bit more, maybe get some actual sunlight energy. You do have the High Priestess in the dark, so I do feel like it's about you trying to figure out how to trust your instincts and not be all up in your head, be a little bit in your heart too, and try to even it out. You know, don't be discouraged by what you're feeling and thinking that your feelings are wrong or in any way, you know. There is the Eight of Swords here, so you may be tied down to other responsibilities or feeling like you can't have time for fun, but I feel like it's important for you to make some time for fun. You know, you need to take your breaks when they come. For the Eight of Swords too, I just feel the sense of kind of like redirecting your energy, but without restricting yourself too. So let's just see, what exactly is this High Priestess in the dark saying? The Two of Swords. You may be just struggling with making that decision to follow your heart or follow what you know is right. You know, like your mindset and your heart. Just trying to make that decision and try to choose which is which, or which one you want to go with, kind of thing. Let's make what? Hi, Brandy's unboxing. How are you? Mary Jenna. Do you have a question? Mary Jenna, do you have a question? Moonbeam, do you know if Mary Jana has a question? Is she wrote it somewhere else? Let me go to the next person. Mary Jana, if you write your question again, Moonbeam will add you to the list again. Mike, will the product I want to buy gonna work for me? So will the product that Mike wants to buy gonna work for them? Is the product that Mike wants to buy going to work? The Knight of Swords is in the dark, so the Knight is not very confident in that. I feel like whatever it is, it won't be consistent. Because it's the King of Swords in the dark. So I feel like it won't be any consistency. I'm not very confident. Yeah. Let's just see. What is this product? How will this product work for Mike? How will this product work for Mike? For the King of Swords. The Four of Swords. Another no card. It's not going to work. Judgment. Maybe you'll be the one judging the company harshly for buying this thing. I don't know. It may work for you, you know? The universe doesn't know anything about materialistic things, really, right? For the King of Swords being in the dark, you know, not being consistent, not being confident in whatever that is. You know, the Four of Swords in the light. Kind of like arresting, taking a period, letting it sit there on the shelf kind of thing. Just because it's a Four of Swords, just kind of like hanging in there, trying to rest, meditate. So I don't know how that works with the thing you want to buy, with the Judgment, maybe judging it a little harshly. I don't know. Maybe it's also telling you about reading the what people write about it. The comments about the product, to see what other people say about it first. There's a King of Wands in the dark. So you have the two kings here. So I feel like the universe isn't confident in it, but I don't know what it is. You decide for yourself, Mike. Anika, what is Manit thinking about me? What is Manit thinking about me? Let's see. What is Manit thinking about Anika? What is Manit thinking about Anika? For the Ace of Pentacles being in the dark, I do feel like there's some sort of beginning that is being delayed or postponed or just something that, I don't know if it's Manit who is like postponing this beginning on purpose or if it's just outside of their control. I'm not quite sure what that is about. I just feel like they're kind of putting something off. Like, I don't know if it's they're putting you off or what, but there's a Two of Wands in the dark here as well. So I do feel the sense of them kind of like being stuck about making a decision. Just being like totally indecisive about taking action or figuring out what exactly it is that they do think about you. But I feel like they're just kind of like living the moment and not really thinking or planning or like all the cards came out in the dark. So I feel like they're kind of like doubting themselves or doubting the energy between the two of you. Yeah, I feel like they're struggling with that give and take. So I don't know if it's just you putting in all the energy and they don't have the effort to give you back what you're giving them. There's the Five of Pentacles too. Yeah, I feel like they're trying to avoid any conflicts with you though. They're trying to stay positive. They're trying to get out of this negative energy. The Five of Pentacles are just kind of like overwhelming. Yeah, I don't know if they just feel like they don't want to or they don't feel connected in some sort of way. That is what I got. I feel like it's more about them being stuck in their head than like any feelings or anything towards you and Nika. You know that doesn't make sense because they're not really thinking. They're just kind of, I don't know. That's what I got. Hi, Astral Chemist. How are you? Desi. How does Ma see me as a person? How does Ma see Desi as a person? Ooh, the Two of Cups. They feel deeply connected to you. How does Ma see Desi as a person? Or M.A.? I'm not sure if it's M.A. or Ma. How does Ma see Desi as a person? The Two of Cups, I do feel like there's this deep connection between the two of you. And I do feel like things are coming together. But with the Ace of Cups in the dark, I feel like they're kind of like restricting their feelings. They're not going to express their feelings. Maybe they're not fully acknowledging their feelings. For whatever reason, there is a Page of Wands in the dark too. So I feel like they don't want to talk about it, but they do feel connected to you. They do feel, you know, the Two of Cups does represent those love, romantic feelings, or not quite sure what kind of situation or what kind of relationship the two of you have, but they do feel connected. There is the Nine of Wands in the dark. So I do feel like they're kind of like distracted or overworked or like kind of like focusing more on their work and just feeling tired and not really putting a lot of focus and energy on how they see you. I know that doesn't really make any lot of sense. Yeah. I just feel the sense of them like being a little bit cautious or a little bit worried. I don't know what your relationship is or why they would feel this worry. I just feel like they don't really want to talk about or express their feelings though. I don't know. That's what I got. It does seem like a very confusing energy. But I feel like with the Two of Cups in the light, they do see you as a good person. I feel like they're not really putting a lot of thought in how they see you though. Diamond. Any break soon from the news around a personal financial issue happening to lately? Okay, any break soon or good news around a personal and financial issue happening back to back lately? Back to back lately. I gotcha. Ooh, is there any good news or any energy around a personal financial issues happening back to back towards Diamond? Is there any good news, good energy around what's going on with Diamond that's going back to back and personal finances? Oh man. The 8 of Cups, so I feel like you're not going to be getting out of the situation anytime soon. I feel like you're still going to be holding in there a little bit, trying to figure out what's what kind of thing, you know? Yeah, I just feel the sense of it pending on you making a decision, though. I feel like there's some sort of indecision or like avoiding something that needs to be done. I don't know. There is the Hierophant in the dark, too, so I do feel the sense of, I don't know if it's the universe testing you or you're just feeling tested with your patience and just, you know, trying hard not to lose your patience and lose whatever that is. There is the 7 of Pentacles, so I feel like there is something that you can do or something you can look into that can nurture whatever this is or fix whatever this is or find out more information about whatever this is. Because 7 of Pentacles is a positive card. You know, it's about making that a long-term goal or that long-term planning of whatever that situation is for you. Yeah, and you also have the 7 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. Both in the light. I just feel this sense of making sure that if you're suspicious of anything, that you do get all the facts, that you read all the fine lines about whatever situation it is, or like you have like all the information you need of whatever this is, you know, like making sure you know what's what to come through the other side. And I feel it's more about thinking of the end goal of this situation, how to you know, like I don't know if it's like a financial thing where you can just make payments towards it or something. Let's just see. Queen of Swords, gaining your independence. You know, the Queen of Swords is someone who's temperamental and uncompromising, so maybe there's some sort of compromise you can do about the situation that will help you. I do have witchy readings if anyone wants them. I do have my inner witch power spread. It's a different one than what I usually use. It's Tammy. S was angry and calling me a liar in a meeting because he got exposed. How did the others feel when they saw this? So for S was angry with Tammy, calling Tammy a liar. How did the others feel about this? How did the others feel about S towards Tammy? How did the others feel about S? Thank you. It went flying though. Page of Swords. I feel like somebody had like a talking to us, maybe in private, about their behavior or their reaction or whatever that was. Because I feel like there was like they were pulled aside for like a serious conversation kind of thing. There is the Queen of Wands in the dark, so I do feel that the other people may have lost some respect for them, or you know, just kind of like trying to figure out what that was about. Why did they, you know, react the way they reacted for being exposed? Yeah, I feel like the other people, you know, they listened to their gut. They realized that you were probably right. You know, they probably knew this was coming. I feel like they weren't really that surprised. I feel like they do see the connection between us and you or whatever the situation is. I feel like they do see that. They are trying to make some choices and decisions about how to deal with it still. Yeah, maybe they're going to make some changes. I don't know, but that is what I got. Bernard! Will I get my own house, apartment, What females are watching me on Facebook? I got a picture of me on Facebook. Are you asking if they have a picture of you on Facebook? Because there's question marks. Let's see. Let's do one question at a time. Will Bernard get a house? Will Bernard get a house? Is Bernard still here? Will Bernard get a house? Will Bernard get a house? What female is watching Bernard on Facebook? What female is watching Bernard on Facebook? What female is watching Bernard on Facebook? Is there a female watching Bernard on... These wanted to come out, so we're going to take them. You do have the Three of Wands in the dark. So, you know, the Three of Wands is a yes card, but maybe it'll take more time for you to get your own apartment or house, whatever it is that you're applying for. I feel like it'll take a little bit more time, just because the Three of Wands is in the dark. Things are going to be delayed. For the Five of Swords, this was a question about the women who are female who may be watching you. Is Five of Swords. So it could be like no woman is watching you on Facebook, or it could be just this person is just not in the best mood, not in the best mindset right now. Kind of like stuck in their head. Maybe they're in a not so good relationship, you know, the Ten of Swords. Just feel the sense of them feeling exhausted and bitter and, you know, just struggling. The Three of Cups, so I do feel like there's an energy of you on Facebook kind of like being sociable. Maybe people are talking about your photo, or maybe this person is talking to someone about this photo, asking if they know who you are, kind of thing. But that is what I got. What day is the attention towards you? I don't know. I don't really do timing readings, but, you know, maybe if you reach out to them, they will answer you if you know who they are. I feel like they're not really in the best mood right now, though. No, with the Five of... Lullaby. How does the Aries I dealt with feel about me? I'm a Cancer sun. I think we did this question, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a similar question. How does the Aries that Lullaby dealt with feel about Lullaby? How does the Aries that Lullaby dealt with feel about Lullaby? How does the Aries feel about Lullaby? Let's see. Ooh. For the Page of Cups in the dark, I just feel like they want to communicate to you, but they're not. They're kind of like keeping it to themselves and kind of like not really, you know, putting a lot of effort into communicating with you. But I feel like they are thinking about you. They are kind of like figuring out what their feelings are towards you. They may be a little bit suspicious for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just their nature in general, just being suspicious about anything. There is a Six of Pentacles. So I do feel like they're wondering how you feel about them, or if it's just a one-sided thing where they do have feelings for you and they're not sure if you do, or what is what. Because I feel like they're just an imbalance, you know, in their decisions and their actions about how to move forward. Yeah. I just feel like they're kind of like sticking to themselves, just wanting to be a little selfish, especially with the Five of Cups. Just wanting to stick to themselves. I feel like I don't know if they've had like a personal setback, or if they're going through some sort of healing phase and they're trying to move on with how they're feeling. But maybe that is why they're not putting a lot of focus into how they feel about you right now. You know, Aries can be moody sometimes when they're not in the best mind, you know. There is a King of Pentacles in the dark, so I do feel the sense that money is their priority right now. They want to make money. Maybe they're putting a lot of their time and effort and energy into work rather than trying to figure out feelings and relationships or whatever the two of you, whatever is going on there. That's what I got. Avenika, any general guidance or messages for Avenika on love? Can we get a love reading for Avenika? What's coming for love? General guidance for love for Avenika. What's coming for love for Avenika? What is coming in love for Avenika? Ooh! You know, the devil, no matter which way it is, always represents some sensual pleasures, right? Maybe even the kinky stuff. I don't know. You know, with the bondage and all that energy. Let's just see here. The devil, you know, letting go of any attachments to materialistic things may help you gain some more positive energy towards love in that situation. Making sure that you're not restricting yourself from finding loves or narrowing what kind of people you want to date too much, you know? Have an open mind or whatever that could be for you that may be holding you back. There is the Eight of Swords in the dark, so I do feel like overall you're kind of like coming out of this energy though and like going into a newer light. I just feel the sense of you like releasing any negativity and taking back your control and boosting your sex life and all that sort of thing as well, you know? There is a World card in the dark, so I feel like whatever phase you're in right now, you're not going to be getting out of it too soon. It's not over. There's still going to be some, you know, the Ten of Swords, you may feel defeated before you feel better about your situation, your love situation, your love energy kind of thing. But that is what I got. You can confirm what the Ten of Swords is saying. What is the Ten of Swords in the light saying to Avenika? What is the Ten of Swords in the light saying to Avenika? What is the Ten of Swords in the light saying to Avenika? The Tower. Oh man, maybe it's just about rebuilding yourself, going through some personal transformations to make you into a better energy to attract that love towards you. And all that good fun stuff, right? Hi Jessica. How are you? Eliza. Current views of R towards Eliza. What are the current views of R towards Eliza? What are the current views of R towards Eliza? Ooh, the Two of Wands. They come together very nicely. I feel like they do see that. The Ace of Pentacles. They want a beginning with you. Some abundance of happiness. Oh, man. With the Six of Cups, I really feel like they're afraid of somebody else from your past coming to get you. Like, taking you away from them kind of thing. For the Two of Wands, I do feel like they can see themselves with you in the future. They do want a potential beginning with you. You know, they want to plan things with you, manifest things with you. They feel like they can go steady with you, kind of the energy. There's a Six of Cups. So I do feel like they're fearful of your past or fearful of someone from your past, like taking you away or ruining whatever this is for them. There is the Queen of Swords in the light. So I feel like they see that you are wise and independent and all that sort of thing. And I feel like that is what they like about you. I feel like they think that you're smart and you have like good conversations together and all sort of that fun stuff, you know? They do see that you're very confident. But that's what I got. Caroline! Caroline, do you have a question? You're welcome, Eliza. Caroline, do you have a question? Hi, I've been Heaney. How are you? There is no question. It will advance it. Okay. Yes, you just add yourself to the list by writing exclamation mark join with your question. Oh, Carolyn, I see it. Okay, never mind. I see Carolyn's question now. Hi, Kat. How are you? For Caroline, I see it now. How does Miss Ho feel about the TikTok that Nat just posted dedicated to him? For Caroline, I see you. For Caroline, how does Miss Ho feel about the TikTok that Nat just posted dedicated to him? Let's see. How do they feel about the TikTok that was posted about them? How do they feel about the TikTok posted about them? For the King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles is in the light. So I do feel like the King of Pentacles, like, they're talking about me, they're making a TikTok about me. I feel like they're just kind of like liking the attraction. I don't know what the TikTok is about, good or bad. I just feel like they like getting that attraction, that being noticed kind of energy, you know? I just feel like they're just sitting there liking it. There is a Knight of Wands, so they feel like they made success. Like, I feel like they're making them have these ideas. The Three of Cups. I don't know about it, I feel like they're really enjoying the attention this TikTok is getting. I don't know what kind of attention it's getting, but it seems like they're really, people are looking at me kind of energy, you know, people are seeing this, but like they're feeling positive about it. The Nine of Swords is in the dark, so I do feel like it even lifted their spirits a little bit. I feel like whatever it is, they're recovering, they're getting out of whatever funk that they were in. I feel like they're looking at things from a different perspective, or they have new ideas about what they think. Did he like it? Was romantic wise? I feel like he liked the attention it made. I feel like he liked the attention that it got. I'm not sure if he liked the actual content, because, you know, the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands is like having that success. You know, the Three of Cups, having that attention kind of thing is what they liked more than what the actual content is. You know, I feel like it kind of lifts their spirits a little bit. So I don't, yeah. Maybe they like the content as well as the attention. LH, what has C been thinking about me currently? Ooh, what has C been thinking about LH currently? What has C been thinking about LH currently? What has C been thinking about LH currently? Ooh. I'm not quite sure what the self-doubt kind of negative energy is. I do read the cards for light to use the dark to me. If you're not used to me reading, I know I do it differently than everybody else. I'm just weird like that, right? For the Page of Pentacles, I do feel like there's some sort of feelings or something that they want to talk to you about that they haven't really fully expressed to you yet, but they're still thinking about how to do so. And I feel like it's kind of like touring them up inside a little bit. Yeah, I feel like there's something they want to talk to you about, but that's not really your question. You want to know what they're thinking about you. Let's see. We'll see what these cards, what exactly is C thinking about? I feel like he's really thinking about, like, talking to you about something. Like, something serious is going on. Or something that's, like, personal to them. Not really serious, but, like, personal to them. That they want to talk to you about. You know, the Eight of Swords being in the light. I just feel the sense of kind of, like, having some negative thoughts about something, but mostly about changes. Like, I don't know if they don't want to change something, or they're worried that you won't like the changes, or I'm not quite sure how those two things are connected with you. There is the Nine of Pentacles, so I feel like they're really focusing on work and making money. Maybe these changes will involve their work of some sorts. Let's just see what exactly are they thinking towards LH. What exactly are they currently thinking about towards LH? Ooh. This is the Page of Cups in the dark. So again, they're trying to figure out what they think and how they feel before they communicate that to you. Because the Page of Cups here, it says they are feeling the early stages of the relationship with you. Everything is kind of clouded right now in optimism. They are looking at you with looking at your relationship with fresh eyes and childish fascinations. So I don't know if they're just being immature about whatever the situation is and not really treating this as like a grown-up conversation. Because I feel it has something to do with their work or money or some sort of financial situation that may bring some changes. But that is what I got. That seems to be the heavy energy around them right now. Brandy, just a general reading? Awesome. Just worried about health. Just a general reading? Alright, I don't do health readings, but I can do spiritual health if that is what you're wanting. Let's see. For Brandy. What does Brandy need to know right now? What does Brandy need to know? 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 Ooh, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Cups. With the Ace of Cups, I do feel like you're going to receive some good news or pleasant news. Something that will lift your spirits, just having that good conversation with the Page of Wands. It could be about anything. It could be about work. It could be about anything. You have the Ace of Cups, so I do feel like there's a new beginning or a new outlook of your situation. I feel like you're going to be getting a deeper connected or deeper feelings towards something or someone as well. There is a Seven of Swords in the dark, so I do feel like things may be a little bit worrisome for you. Not the Seven of Swords, but worrying, anxiety, trying to come through, maybe overthinking a little bit. But it's also about being very honest with yourself and connecting with your heart and your intuition, not just being all stuck up in your head, and just kind of like feeling how you feel and being connected in that deep way. Maybe even some meditation and just feeling. For the Eight of Swords being in the dark, I just feel the sense of releasing any negativity and like clearing your mind and having a clearer perspective of your situation. And I feel like that's going to give you some sort of inner answers that you may be looking for. Like I just feel like the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords is a little bit of soul searching within yourself will give you some answers. Just got the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords is in the dark, but let's just get some clarity. What exactly is going on with the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords in the dark? The Ace of Pentacles. There's a beginning that wants to come for you, and maybe some things may be delayed, some things may not be. But I feel like you're going to be getting some answers for whatever questions you have right now. They are coming towards you. There is a beginning coming as well. There might be a beginning in one area and another beginning maybe taking its time to come through for you, but I feel like it will. Astral Chemist. How are you? Astral Chemist. Is any long-term happiness if I keep making rap songs? Ooh. Or is it a waste of time and energy? What's the witchy spread? Oh, what's the witchy spread? The witchy spread is what does your inner power what is it? I don't know why I had trouble saying that. What rules your power and what powers are hidden? How to embrace those inner powers. But we can talk about what is there any long-term happiness with the rap songs, or is it a waste of time? Let's see. Is there any long-term happiness with Astral Chemist? I feel like I'm always saying that wrong. Hi, Ivo. How are you? What is there any long-term happiness with Astral Chemist's rap songs? Is there any long-term happiness with the rap songs. Oh man, I don't know why they're in the dark. Is the rap songs a waste of time and energy? Is the rap songs a waste of time and energy? Is the rap songs a waste of time and energy? Oh man. I feel like, that type of music some people would agree is the devil. I mean, I don't mind rap at all, but I'm just thinking like older people, Where's the country kind of thing coming from? I don't know. Maybe just some sort of spirits that is their opinion. But for the long-term goal, you do have the Ace of Cups and the Sun. But any card that's in the dark does have potential of turning itself into light. And usually when it's in the dark, it's mostly because you are doubting that energy and not being confident in that energy. So if the Ace of Cups did turn around the light, it would be a new beginning. It would be a new connections and that sort of thing. It'd be filling up your cup with joy and happiness, right? The Sun too is like looking for those opportunities. Maybe making your rap songs move towards a different direction instead of, just being stuck of whatever you're doing. Be more open to it. It does seem to be like witchy things is the topics. I don't know if that is what you're rapping or if you're going to rap more of what your spiritual beliefs are in it. Maybe that could be a sense of inspiration. But is it a waste of time? There is a devil, so sometimes when you're a rap or in the music industry itself, it can bring those, being restricted to materialistic things and even alcohol and all that other stuff that, that some magicians get involved in. So I feel like that is something that the universe is kind of like trying to warn you about. But, the devil always represents sensual pleasure, so, that comes with being in the music industry as well, right? You know what I mean, hopefully. The Three of Wands does see a long-term view of you doing this. Does see you doing it in the long haul. But it's all about you making those decisions. You turning these cards into the light. And not just waiting for the cards to turn to the light themselves. And you putting your intentions into what you want and where you want it to go. I know there's a lot of also rap songs that are being used in schools. Like my daughter last year in school, she listened to so many rap songs about what she was learning in school, and it really helped a lot for her to remember what those things were. That's what I got to. Anika, is a reunion possible between me and Minute? Is a reunion possible with Anika and Minute? Is there reunion possible? That was way too many cards. Hold on. Is there a reunion between Minute and Anika? Ooh, the devil one come out. The strength card. I feel like your strength is really being tested, Anika. I just feel like the universe is trying to, make this not happen for some reason. I don't know why. But it just seems like the forces are against the two of you doing so. But, it doesn't mean you have to listen. Because it does say, build that strength, have that confidence that it's going to happen. I feel like you do have the strength. You do have the confidence to make this happen. Then you have the Knight of Swords in the dark. And I just feel like with the Knight of Swords in the dark, I just feel the sense of just not being I feel like man is not confident in this connection either, even though it seems to be a spiritual connection. You have the Temperance and the Strength card, so I do feel like there is like some sort of spiritual connection between the two of you. I feel like the two of you just have to be more confident and put set more of your attentions into making it happen, and not just relying on the universe to push the two of you together. I feel like this is something that the universe is making the two of you work for. So it all depends if you want to work for it or not, I feel like. So that's what I got. Holy crap, I'm psychic? I'm not psychic. I'm just an intuitive reader. I just read energy. Jessica, what's coming in love in the near future? I feel like these cards are not really functioning. Let's try another one. For Jessica, what is coming in love in the near future for Jessica? What's coming in love in the near future for Jessica? What's coming in the near future for Jessica? What is coming in the near future for Jessica? What's coming in the near future for Jessica? What is coming in the near future for Jessica? That really wanted to come out. The Ace of Cups, the Temperance. There's something coming for you. What is coming in the near future for Jessica? What's coming in the near future for Jessica? Ooh, the Lovers is in the dark. Oh man, there's something that wants to come through. You know, there's something. The Ace of Cups try to come out of the middle of the deck for you. So a new connection, a new relationship, a new feelings, new deeper feelings too. And Ace of Cups can also represent that spiritual connection, especially right beside the Temperance. So I feel like it's reassuring that that's what that is. I just feel it's about you having that good balance when you meet that person, or that person is working on fixing their balance before they reveal themselves to you, or the universe shows you exactly who they are. Because the Lovers is in the dark, so I just feel like they're a little bit hesitant, or they're just still looking towards themselves. It could also be them trying to decide if they want to leave their current relationship to a new relationship, or just like, you know, going through that phase of completely healing themselves before they can be fully available to someone else. But I do feel like there is a future between the two of you with the Two of Wands. It's just about the two of you making that decision and being in the right place at the right time to turn the Lovers back into the light, making those choices and decisions. Because I just feel like this person's kind of like at a crossroads with moving on and finishing healing, and just, you know, that sort of thing seems to be coming through. And the Two of Wands, I feel like it will come through for you. No, I feel like you do have a connection here. What? That makes sense? Awesome. You're welcome. Let's see. Bob, a message from Spirit. Let's see. Is there any spirit guides, or ancestors that want to come give Bob a message? Is there any spirit guides, or ancestors that want to come give Bob Robert a message? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors that want to come give Bob a message? Is there any spirit guides that want to come give Bob a message? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors that want to come give Bob a message? I don't know who's coming through. Usually when someone comes through, I get really cold, but this person is really, really hot. That is a weird energy. I've never felt someone hot before. Okay. We'll see what they have to say. There is a judgment in the dark. With a judgment in the dark, I do feel like there's a sense of them, I don't know if they're judging you or they're worried about how you're judging others. I just feel like judging is like the thing, like being judgy. The Eight of Cups, I feel like they want you to move away from whatever this is. Whatever, I don't know if you're the one that's judging someone or someone's judging you too harshly, but they do want you to move away from that. Choose happiness. Don't get all caught up in their drama. Let go of it. You know, don't fall into the Five of Wands trap of fighting competition for this person. They're not worth your time. I feel like when you release this energy from you, they do see a new beginning for you, a new journey for you, a new path for you that is more positive and more, lets you feel more of a free spirit and more you. I just feel them say they want you to be you, not whatever this is. They don't think that that is you. Let's see, what exactly is this new journey? What is this new journey for Bob? What is this new journey for Bob? The Emperor. You taking charge of your path. You taking charge of your life and that sort of thing. Having more control of your destination. That's what I got. cat. Message from spirit. Yes. Is there any spirit guides or ancestors that want to come and give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides or ancestors that want to come give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides that want to come give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides or ancestors that want to come give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides that want to come give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides that want to come give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides or ancestors that want to give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides that want? Thank you. Is there any spirit guides or ancestors that want to give cat a message? Is there any spirit guides or ancestors that want to give cat a message? Oh, one more, not 10 more. We need one more message for cat. Is there any spirit guides or ancestors that want to give cat one more message? Thank you. There we go. They were very picky. For the Seven of Pentacles in the light, they do see that you planted a seed and they want you to continue nurturing it, continue watering it, nurturing it, loving it, whatever this energy is, whatever seed they think that you planted, they want you to keep your focus on it. It's going to be growing into something. There is a Nine of Pentacles in the dark, so I do feel like there's an energy of them wanting you to kind of like have more balance. And I feel like I don't know what this is, but they feel like you have easy money coming, or you're gonna have easy money coming. I feel like they think that you should be working harder for your money. I don't know what this energy is coming from, but I feel like they want you to work a little bit more, or maybe they're wanting you to know that this money isn't going to come easy, but it's available to you. Sometimes it's hard to understand what they're trying to tell you. Hopefully you know. There is a Knight of Swords in the light. So I do feel like they're confident, they want you to take action, they want you to go on this adventure and be more ambitious. I feel like they see that you've been progressive, and they like that you've been progressive, and, you know, sticking to what you believe and staying true to yourself. And I feel like you are filling your cup, and they do know that you are loved, and they are watching over you, and they do feel connected to you and around you all the time. That's what I got. Avani? Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Tell me about the romantic interest, a man coming into my life. Okay, so is there any romantic men coming into their life? Is there a romantic man coming into their life? Is there a romantic man coming into their life? Is there a romantic man coming into their life? Is there any... Is there a romantic man coming into their life? Is there a romantic man coming into their life? Is there a romantic man coming into their life? Avani? Is there a romantic man coming towards Avahani? Is there a romantic man coming towards them? For the Three of Wands in the light, I do feel like there's somebody, because I feel like you're going to be planning your future together. You're going to have that vision of what the two of your future is going to be like. The Two of Pentacles is in the dark, so I feel like there's going to be some sort of choice or decision. But I also feel like with the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, that maybe you're going to meet them at work, or you're going to meet them at their work, or they're going to meet you at your work. I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be like a work situation where you're going to meet this person, and then you're just going to have that instant connection kind of thing. Yeah, you do have the Tower. So I do feel like the two of you are just going to like start fresh, like a new beginning, and just rebuild that foundation together. Yeah, that's what I got. Let's see. Who exactly is this person? Why does this person have the Tower? Why does this person have the Tower? Why does this person have the Tower? The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this person is the Knight of Pentacles. It came out twice. So this person is very grounded, very earthy, like a Taurus, a Virgo, or Capricorn, or has that somewhere in their chart where they're just very realistic, very down to earth, very stable, loyal type of person. So I do feel like this person is the type of person that will want to build that foundation and build something with you. That is what I got. You're welcome, Cat. Bean! Bean drinker. General reading for Bean. What does Bean need to know? Oops. That was really bad shuffling. Let's try that again. For Bean drinker. What does Bean drinker need to know right now? What does Bean drinker need to know right now? What does Bean drinker need to know right now? Ooh, man, there's some negativity around here, but there is a new beginning. I don't know if this is a new beginning for negativity or what it is. With the Ace of Swords is in the light. So I do feel like you're kind of like shifted your focus onto a new direction. I don't know if you're aware of it or if it's something that you did unconsciously, but I do feel like you shifted your mindset in a different direction. So I feel like stabilizing that new direction will be positive, but it will come with some challenges. I don't know if it's like shifting into a new career, a new job, or I just feel like a new financial situation is kind of like where your mind has been looking towards or moving towards. I don't know. With the Knight of Pentacles being in the dark, I just feel this sense, the King of Pentacles, I don't know why I want to say the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is kind of like money is priority and you're wanting to figure out how to make more money. So I don't know if it's about you getting putting your focus into figuring out a side hustle or what that is, but I do feel like this new beginning will come with some challenges and some obstacles and some, testing your patience a little bit, I feel. Because I just feel I'm getting impatient right now just trying to save this energy. For the Three of Cups in the dark, I do feel like it's something you need to do alone. I don't feel like this is an energy that someone can help you with. I feel like you might not even get recognition for it, but I do feel like it will be successful. Like there will be a good outturn with it. We'll see what Mama Moon has to say for you with the moon being in the dark. I feel like there's some illusions, there's some things that you may not be aware of with this new direction that you're heading in towards. For Bean Drinker, what does Mama Moon want to say to Bean Drinker about this new direction? What does Mama Moon want to say to Bean Drinker about this new financial direction? The answers you need are coming. So they may not be clear yet, but they are coming. It says, have an important conversation, but stay calm. Don't be superficial. Someone is trying to flirt with you. Have you noticed? Laugh off the situation and move on. Job applications have a good prospect. So I do feel like it's something to do with a new job or a new work situation. I don't know. There's also the Gemini, so I don't know if there's a Gemini energy around you that is helping with this. That is what I got. You're welcome. You're very aware? Awesome. Ivo, I have a... Sorry. Somebody threw a card out for you. May I have a general for the next 2 weeks? Thank you. So for Ivo, general for the next 2 weeks. General reading for the next 2 weeks for Ivo. General 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 for the next 2 weeks for Ivo. There we go. Ooh. I don't know what the Magician is, but it wanted to come up before I even heard the question, so I don't know if this is related to your question or not, but you have the Magician. So it's about manipulating the energy around you in your favor, having that determination, having that self-confidence, having that, believe in yourself energy. And don't look back, don't care what other people think, just do you kind of energy. Make magic happen, You do have the Four of Pentacles, so I do feel like there's an energy around you with being careful with your money, maybe saving some money, being a little bit mindful of not going towards those impulse buys at the counters, you know, just holding back a little bit with your funds. You do have the Six of Cups, so I do feel like there's some nostalgia energy that's going to come up in the next 2 weeks. Maybe a little bit of your past trickling in that you may have to deal with, but it's in the light, so I feel like it will be a good energy or good memories that will be coming back towards you. You do have the Justice, so I don't know if it's about you trying to figure out some legal aspects or just you aligning yourself and having that equal balance with your heart and your mind and how you're going to move forward with that energy. We'll just clarify exactly why did the Magician come out the way it did? Why did the Magician come out the way it did? Why did the Magician come out for the next 2 weeks for Ivo? The Seven of Pentacles. With the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like, you know, with the Seven of Pentacles in the light, it's like you're growing something, you're nurturing it. With the Seven of Pentacles in the dark, it's kind of like you need to continue. You have confidence in the idea that you had, you know. I feel like you don't need to procrastinate. You're not wasting time, but this is something that's important for you to do. You may have to wait for the results for this, but I feel like it's worth waiting for. It's worth putting your time and effort into it. It's worth figuring out the legal aspects of it too, if that is something that you are dealing with. That's what I got. Diamond, financial for hubby and I over the next few months. Any good changes? Slower for Diamond. Financial reading for hubby and Diamond over the next few months. Financial reading for Diamond and hubby over the next few months. Hi Sean, how are you? Excuse me. For the Queen of Wands, being in the dark, I do feel the sense of having that hot, fiery, passionate energy, but not really using it for good. Not really using it at all. It's just kind of like this energy that's around the two of you that isn't being used. You know, the Queen of Wands in the dark. I just feel the sense of either restricting yourself or trying to figure out how to use this energy. There is a Nine of Pentacles, so I do feel like there's going to be some sort of financial change. Not really a change, but I feel like whatever it is will make you more financially stable. Like, not really perfect, but at least a little bit more stable than you are now. There is a King of Swords, so I feel like it's about having more confidence about it. You know, putting more focus into it. Believe that you can use this energy. You know, the Wands is usually about business and taking care of your business. If it's in the dark, I just feel the sense of, I don't know if it's just not confidence and you're not using the energy that's available towards you. There is the Eight of Swords in the dark too, so I feel like it's more about coming up with logical solutions on this situation. Like, the King of Swords can also mean about, like, discussing this with someone. So I don't know if it's, like, discussing with your bank or whoever you talk to about your finances professionally. But I feel like it's kind of, like, leaning towards that as well. And not restricting yourself, or not restricting any ideas that may possibly come up. Or any opportunities that may possibly come up. That is what I got. Anika, is being in a relationship with Manic good for me? Okay, is being in a relationship with Manic good for Anika? Is being in a relationship with Manic good for Anika? Is being in a relationship with Manic good for Anika? Ooh, I think those were from the last time. I don't think I shuffled enough. Let's see if they come out again. If they come out again, then they were yours. For Anika, is Anika and Mana. Is Mana good for Anika? Is Mana good for Anika? Is Mana good for Anika? Hi Erica. Hello. Thank you for subscribing as well. I appreciate that so much. I'm not sure if my list is full. If my list is full, I can do you at the end. For the Knight of Wands in the dark, I do feel like there's this energy around I know, it's kind of a confusing energy because the Knight of Wands is usually someone who's hot, fiery, passionate, you know, full of romance and passion and all that sort of energy. But I don't know if it's just men is kind of like doubting that or just doubting their ability to be that Knight of Wands towards you. Because I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. Because I don't feel like there's any energy around here that you and Mana are not good for each other except for the Knight of Wands being in the dark. Because I just feel the sense of them having some scattered energy, some insecurities, but that is something that they can work on, right? It's just about them building that confidence that they can be that Knight of Wands. They can be that person for you. And it's just a matter of them making that decision and being confident in their decision. Because you're Ace of Cups, so they have a lot of love and a lot of deep feelings for you and compassion towards you. You know, even like a spiritual connection of some sorts. There is a Seven of Cups, so they're a little bit confused about how to make that happen. I don't know if it's just they're confused about how to be in a relationship with you or how to make it work, and you know, being a little careful in that aspect. You know, I feel like they do think about you. I feel like if an opportunity presented itself towards you, they would take it, but maybe they're just not seeing the opportunity. I don't know, but that is what I got. Desi. Will I be able to earn sufficient money in the future for Desi? Will Desi be able to earn sufficient money in the future? Will Desi be able to earn that was so bad. Oh man. Will Desi be able to earn sufficient money in the future? Will Desi be able to earn sufficient money in the future? Will Desi be able to earn sufficient money in the future? Ooh, I would say yes. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to take work. The Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands it's not going to come easy. It's going to be work, but I feel like there is potential for you earning sufficient money, you know? The Fool, like starting a new journey, a new beginning, following your heart, you know, do what you love. If you don't do what you love, you know, you can't make money. You have to do what you love in order to make that money and be really true to that so you can be consistent in that. For the Hangman, maybe changing your perspective a little bit about what that picture perfect life looks like and follow more of your heart rather than your logic kind of thing may be the key. I don't know. Do whatever you feel is right for you, though, you know? I'm just reading the cards here. There is a Three of Pentacles in the dark, so I do feel like it's something you need to figure out on your own about where you want to go, what kind of work you want to do. I feel like it's not something that's just going to be handed to you kind of thing or someone's going to be able to help you with. It seems to be like a solo thing, but also making sure that you're not being misunderstood and that your visions are not being misdirecting you, if that makes any sense. You know, sometimes we have this vision and we think we know what that vision is, but it's not quite as perfect as, you know, we're guessing it to be. There is a Three of Wands, so I do feel like there is potential for it being a long-term thing. It may not be a long-term thing right now, but I feel like in the future there is potential of it turning into that long-term success, the long-term opportunities for you. It's just about being more optimistic and taking that as a risk at following your heart and where your heart wants to be. That is what I want. Erica, Witchy Gemini. Yes, Witchy Gemini. I can do that. 4. And we're going to use these ones first. We'll use the Witching Hour Oracle first. For the inner witch power. So what is Erica's inner witch power? What is Erica's inner witch power? What is Erica's inner witch power? What rules Erica's power? What rules Erica's power? Also, because you're a Gemini, Geminis are really good at being the fairy witches. You're really good at attracting the fae or any kind of those mystical beings. You know, the gnomes, the brownies, the spiritual world, the spiritual realms. Geminis are really good at that energy. They can also have like lucid dreams and visions. I lost all the cards when I said that. I don't know what that means for you, but they're letting you know that they are around you. We'll try that again. What rules does Erica have? What rules Erica's power? What rules Erica's power? What rules Erica's power? What powers are hidden from Erica? What powers are hidden from Erica? What powers are hidden from Erica? How can Erica embrace her inner witch? How can Erica embrace her inner witch? How can Erica embrace her inner witch? There we go. So for your power is a coven. So acceptance, putting yourself out there. The family you choose supports you. So making sure that you are building a soul family who will support you and guide you. And this one also represents the 3 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles is like collaborating with other people, maybe building your coven or connecting with other witches. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a coven kind of thing, but learning and embracing that is your power. Maybe even inspiring other witches as well. But what rules your power is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, she is very wise. She sees the bigger picture. She has these visions, kind of like what Geminis tend to have, these lucid dreams and visions. They can read energies really easily, and that is something that rules your power. You really rely on your intuitive abilities. It says, don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. So say what you have to say and don't be afraid to hold back. Then you also have the 3 of Pentacles in the dark. And this is what are your hidden powers. And this one also represents the 3 of Pentacles as well. So you have 2 of those, but collaborating, cooperating, getting creative with making money. So I don't know if you can make witchy things or do your own tarot readings, whatever this case may be for you. But get creative with making money is your witchy power as well, that you may not realize that you have. It's kind of like hidden from you. And it says, what is the saying? Teamwork makes the spell work. So then the next one is how to embrace yourself, how to embrace your inner witch. So having it all looks different for everyone. So just figuring out what your witchy thing is that you want to be, figuring it out. If you want to figure it on your own, if you want to dig into your family roots, that's how I found my witchy powers and my witchiness, is by digging into my own family roots that I discovered that I didn't even know before. Not saying that you need to follow your family roots or anything. I know that sometimes can be difficult for people, but that is a good place to start with how to embrace your inner witch, to see where to go from there. And that is what I got. Thank you so much for the donation, Diamond. I'm losing all my cards here. I found them all. Any money opportunities coming do we get for it? So let's see, for Diamond, any money making opportunities coming, and do we go for it? Let's see. Oops, this card keeps wanting to come out. It's been haunting me today. I gotta figure out where it goes and which deck it goes into. It's just a lonely card that wants to be used. Let's see. For Diamond, what money-making opportunities is coming for Diamond? What money-making opportunities is coming towards Diamond? That one wants to be out, and it is the moon. It is a mystery. Will Diamond go for this opportunity? Will Diamond go for this opportunity? How will this opportunity work out? You do have the moon in the dark. So I do feel like it's like releasing any fears about moving forward, or releasing any fears about grabbing onto an opportunity and just kind of like getting started on it. This card says taking time for deep self-reflection is essential. So maybe just connecting with yourself, with your hubby, and figuring out something to do together. I don't know if it's in the business your hubby already has or what it is. You can clarify with the Moonology cards, I guess, what that's telling you. But you also have the Three of Pentacles in the dark, so I feel like it's something you need to do solo. Something that, you know, matches what you can put effort into, like matching with what you can actually do with what you actually have, and being realistic about it too. You do have the Ace of Cups, so I do feel like this will bring you, maybe even bring you and your hubby in a deeper connection. This is about, you know, these cups, that deeper feelings, that companionship, that connection kind of energy too. The two of you working together on something that's very practical and realistic, and, you know, that aligns with both of your visions. There is a Page of Cups too, so I don't know if it's about you communicating to each other or someone else will communicate towards you, because I do feel like this is something that you may want to go towards. I feel like this is an energy that you would take if once you realize what it is. What does Mama Moon have to say to Diamond about this money-making opportunity? What does Mama Moon have to say to Diamond about this money-making opportunity? You got is the chances of something are diminishing. Ooh, so the chances are now. Don't wait too long. Don't sit on it for too long, or it's going to disappear. Something better may be around the corner. Believe that you will get what you need. Take time to meditate and contemplate. Nothing will come out of the situation. So I feel like if you've already missed this opportunity, another one will come. So it's not really rushing into something, you know, the first thing you get. Take time to look for it and contemplate what that is. And I feel like, you know, if something else will come along that you can grab onto. But making sure that you're both aligned, you both have the same vision, and you're working together on this. That seems to be the important step. You're welcome, Diamond. Sean, what is your question? Is Sean still here? Please, when I call my uncle tomorrow, is he going to be able to help me? Okay, so for Sean, is Sean uncle going to be able to help Sean? Is Sean's uncle going to be able to help Sean? Is Sean's uncle going to be able to help Sean? Will Sean, the Pisces, let's see, will Sean's uncle be able to help when Sean calls? Will Sean's uncle be able to help when she calls? Ooh, the Hangman. Oh man. The Hangman is in the light. So, no, the Hangman is a Pisces card, and it is like a maybe card. So I'm not quite sure, just because it's beside the Five of Pentacles. So I'm not quite sure if the uncle will know how to help you, or what to do, or be able to. But with the Six of Swords, I do feel like your uncle will at least be able to direct you in the right energy to get help. I'm not quite sure what the help is for, but I feel like if they can, they will. If they can't, then they will direct you to who can, kind of thing. You know, there is the Eight of Swords in the dark. So I feel like the uncle may be restricted or tied up with other things right now. Maybe too busy. I don't know. I just feel the sense of them getting a clear perspective. And there's a Hangman. So I feel like You know, if they can get that clear perspective of what exactly is going on in the full situation of all of that, and they will figure that out for you. And, or at least lead you in the right direction, right? Let's just clarify. Will the uncle actually be able to help Sean? Will the uncle actually be able to help Sean? The Four of Wands, I would say yes. You know, either way, you know, if it's in the light, it's a big out celebration, big party. In the dark, it's kind of like that inner personal party. So I do feel like there's a good chance that your uncle will be able to come up with something or redirect you to someone who can. Kind of positive energy. So that's what I got. You're welcome, Sean. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you all so much. I will be back tomorrow. Hope you all have a great night and a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will be on. I'm not sure if I'll be on Sunday. If I'm not on Sunday, I will post a video about the full moon. But I will definitely be on Monday for members, and I'll be back Tuesday. So hope you all have a good night. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hope you all have a good night.